Welcome back, guys, to Trails from Zero, where last episode, the longest day Crossbell Patrol got underway with Central Square, where we read the latest issue of the Crossbell Times, East Street, where we found one of 3 remaining recipes awaiting, the Downtown District, where we found a use for our divine cloth, fashioning new armor, and now the Harbor District, as we continue onwards.
Are you still here? I'd say that I should probably try not to pester Grandpa so much. I did want him to go to the hospital and take his medicine, but he's pretty healthy for his age. I think he's going to be just fine. You should, still get him to take the medicine, but what I think you should do is, if you like watching him fish, why don't you try to fish too? Bond! Then slip the medicine in. My granddaughter's a good kid. An old man like me shouldn't make her worry so much. All this time, my granddaughter has just been worried about my well-being. I may have been acting too stubborn. It's working! Don't crack now! You've nearly got it! Just a little more. Grace took off to sniff out her next big scoop, as she likes to say. She dragged poor Rains with her on the way out the door. I think he's going to have to follow her all over town. Grace had a serious look on her face today. Imagine she'd come across something dire. Nothing else there. I went to investigate the airport because I heard it was shut down, and the First Division was clearly inspecting the whole place, but they kept insisting nothing was going on. Something doesn't quite sit right with me. The airport was shut down, my investigation kept it short when I went to go check it out. Damn, what the hell is up with this recent chain of incidents? We're in the shorter parts of the patrol now. We've already got through the big places. Well, no, I say that. Oh, we can't go in. Oh, it's closing time already. Everyone is going to go home for the day. If you have any banking to do, we'll have to wait until tomorrow. We're in the middle of locking up the front gate. Sorry, but if you have business, we'll have to ask for you to come back tomorrow. As I've worked in a bank at closing time, let me just act like all customers who come to the door 10 minutes late do. Let me in! I've got to! The gate's lock is secure. No abnormalities found. All clear. I could jump that. I'm terribly sorry, but the IBC only conducts business up until 4:30 p.m. Please come back another time. Will do. Okay, next up. IBC was even shorter. To the library, to the admin district. It's almost dark. I better start closing up the library soon. It was good seeing you, Lloyd. Make sure you have all your belongings before you head home. See you tomorrow, huh, Lloyd? Sounds good. See you later, Uncle. Is you fishy? The way you asked me to see you tomorrow. I had this book recommended to me by the librarian, so I'm going to check it out. He absolutely insisted I read it cover to cover as soon as my free time allowed. You must read. Mom's going to read it to me when we get home. Oh, what's this? I'm on the verge of completing my thesis. All I have to do is summarize it. We have to go now, Novus. Oh, would you look at the time? I better get ready to close up. The checkout and returns counter will be closing soon. Alright, well, no one else is in. Oh! I thought you went home. What? I'm so glad I checked. I checked because, of course, one time we had Maribel here. Oh, you guys like to read too? What a lucky coincidence. Nothing better than making friends with fellow bookworms, wouldn't you say? We got a report you went home. Well, that's honestly, I don't even know where to begin. I refuse to believe that he came here just to read, but it is almost unnatural how well he blends in. There's no use trying to wrap my head around it. When you headed back to the Empire to handle business, Lecter? Oh yeah, that's right. But just because I said I'd be in the Empire, doesn't mean I had to go very far. I was right by Belgard Gate. Near Belgard Gate? Couldn't be. Is he referring to Gorelia Fortress? Ain't that bad news? That base is pretty damn important to the Empire. An ordinary civilian would never go there for simple business. I wish I was able to discern his identity even just a bit. I told you guys. Nice, I've wrapped up all the work I had left for the Empire. Looks like I'm free to screw around Crossbell for a bit. I still don't get this guy. How much does he actually know? Look, guys. It's great. He's mastered hiding in plain sight. They all know there's something up with him, but they can't believe anything he said. I'm not sure why, but this sunset is tinged with a slight drop of sorrow. The sorrowful sunset, the chill of the wind, and the quiet toll of the evening bell. They all are representative of Crossbell's beauty. It's about time for you guys to call it a day. I hope you're not headed to the entertainment district. It can get pretty dangerous at night.
I'm going to be closing up shop here pretty soon. Better order while you still can. This will be the final call. Final call. Better order while you still can.
Give me a recipe.
Listen up. At long last, the diet's budget session is finally over. Phew, I can finally return home without any lingering regrets. When all's said and done, laying out a budget is an important job and someone's got to do it. It's not really like me to work this hard, but I gotta admit, as a financial division employee, I was really curious how this would turn out. The diet is finally adjourned, and that means employees of financial affairs can finally go home and get some much needed rest. Mayor McDowell, on the other hand, is planning on working late into the night, yet again. He said he wants to consolidate all of the documents from the diet's budget session. I'm concerned he'll overwork himself. Mayor McDowell is planning on working late into the night yet again. I'm glad that our mayor is so serious about his work. It's just, I hope all of this doesn't affect his health.
I know I shouldn't be able to go in there or do anything there. But I'm allowed in here whenever I like. At long last, the budget session's over. May said he'd be working overtime to draft up the documents. Well, I can't just sit idly by while he works himself to the bone, I suppose. I'll give him a hand. Yes, prepare them immediately. I'll arrange the documents. Oh, you're here, are you? Okay. Has something happened?
Oh, not at all. We're in the middle of an investigation, but we figured we'd drop by for a moment. Are you all right, Grandfather? I'm sure you're very busy right now.
Oh, yes, the session was prolonged by 3 days already. As a result, we have that much less time to prepare the budgetary arrangement for all parties. Oh, I know. I can tell you aren't very happy with me working overtime for so long. There's no need to be concerned. I'm sure it will all be over today. After today, yeah, sure. This old man can handle himself, so don't allow my work to distract you from your own.
Yes, Grandfather, I understand. Shall we depart for the hospital then?
Sounds like a plan. Sorry, Clip, I'll need you to contact Financial Affairs in my stead. I'll personally deliver the documents to Speaker Hartman. Understood, Mr. Mayor.
You don't have to go out your way. Okay.
The police.
Will Dudley be accessible? Oh, you all going somewhere?
Yeah, we're heading out to St. Ursula Medical College.
Look exhausted, Fran. Are you okay? Oh, well, I've had people screaming at me on the phone over the lockdown all day. There was a bomb threat, but it ended up being a false alarm. What a relief.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
That's okay. All I need is a bit of rest and I'll be good to go again. That being said, you can always contact me for help whenever you need it, okay? Come rain or shine, I, Francisca, will support you in any way possible.
We're glad to have you, Fran.
Taking a normal bus to St. Ursula Medical College will greatly reduce your travel time. I don't anticipate there being any issues, but don't hesitate to contact me if anything pops up, okay?
Okay. There's issues with the bus. Why would you bring that up?
I just saw Dudley return to HQ with an awfully stern look on his face. It seems that the situation is far more complicated than the higher-ups thought it to be. Please try to be careful out there. I don't want anything to happen to our officers.
Don't worry about us, Rebecca. Yeah, I've got this handled. After all, the buses don't run to Armorica today for some reason, too. I just saw Dudley return to HQ with an awfully stern look on his face. You're saying the same thing, are you? You don't want anything to happen to the officers, do you? My combat notebook is not moving along. Even though I've seen all the monsters I've seen. I guess I must have missed scans here, there, and everywhere. But I knew that would happen. All the division chiefs are gathered in the commissioner's office for an important meeting. I think they're flipping out over a revanche or something. Oh, how I'd love to be a fly on the wall of that room. It's been one incident after another since yesterday. What else could possibly go wrong? So the CPD was actually way less interesting than I thought it'd be. We don't even want to be upstairs. I don't want to go in there. Well, that's like half a sweep done. Let's go into the entertainment district via the back alley because it keeps us going in that direction quite well. Otherwise, the back alley ends up kind of weirdly segregated. No, wait a second. I wasn't paying attention when I walked that way. Hello, Imelda.
Buyers to see meal do have the entire set of back alley Dr. Glenn. I've been meaning to collect all of them, but I wasn't able to find every volume.
I have a proposition for you. If you give me the entire series, I'll give you one of my most precious antiques. Can I say no? Oh, what a shame. Suppose it's back to the used bookstores with me. I've come this far, so I may as well grab this whole set for a good binge reading session. Okay, I can still choose to. Good. Right, before we do that, we have to read it. So that's a thing. I can't trade it over when I haven't even read it. So let's read Finale to the Back Alley, Dr. Glenn. A month later, in a private room in Ameria General Hospital's children's ward, the sound of a violin drifted out from Hugo's room. Both his hands had reverted to their former tender softness and their natural hue had been restored. Not a trace of the unnatural green luster remained. However, sensation had not quite yet returned to Hugo's fingertips, making the task of deftly wielding a violin bow difficult for even one of Hugo's natural talent. Despite this, he simply could not wait any longer to return to his beloved music after being deprived of it for so long. His parents were visiting that day and he tried to play an advanced song at his usual level for them, but the only sounds the violin gave off were a series of shrill screeches. His parents, forced smiles on their faces, encouraged him, but Hugo didn't seem to mind one bit. A genius such as myself needs to try some avant-garde pieces every once in a while, he said with a cheeky grin, causing his parents to laugh. He could play violin once again. That was more than enough for him, and he couldn't help but be ecstatic for that fact alone. He continued to play his strange experimental piece, and the three of them laughed together. The sounds of the small concert drifted up to Glenn as he stood on the rooftop and looked down at the city once more. He had been stopping by the hospital every so often to observe Hugo's post-operation recovery. After finishing his regular medical examination, he had taken a liking to going up to the rooftop. He leaned on the railing, gazed down the city streets, and felt the breeze on his face. The sights from the roof seemed different to him now, the sights and sounds a little more warm and inviting. He still preferred the familiarity of the dingy streets he'd become accustomed to, but this part of the city was nice in its own way. On this particular day, Rufus and Sherry had joined him on the roof. "Glenn, are you listening?" Rufus questioned him. He and several others at the hospital had spent the last month trying to recruit Glenn. "Don't you think it would be best for everyone if you worked here?" There had been an especially strong push to hire Glenn from the medical specialists that had seen his surgical skills firsthand. They considered it a regrettable waste for a man of his obvious skill to live in obscurity in the downtown district. "You invented an entirely new surgical procedure to reverse crystallization," Rufus told him as he gazed down the city streets. "You can make a name for yourself here, as a respectable doctor." However, just like every time prior, Glenn's answer was a stubborn no. "There are many people that come to my clinic downtown," he explained. "They depend on me and I don't intend to leave them now. I might just be some back alley doctor, but I'm their back alley doctor, you know," Glenn said with a grin. "I see. A pity then," Rufus replied, a small smile flickering across his face. Sherry checked her watch and let out a small gasp. "Ah, doctor, isn't it almost time for your rounds?" Rufus nodded and turned to leave, but looked back at Glenn before he left. "Then continue living as a back alley doctor," he said. "Just be sure you can proudly tell Katerina when next you see her that the path you chose was one you don't regret." With this, Rufus left. Such a harsh type of encouragement from his old friend brought an annoyed smirk to Glenn's face. "I don't need you to tell me that," he muttered. Glenn and Sherry were left alone on the rooftop. There was an awkward silence between the two, made all the more apparent by the occasional screeches of Hugo's violin drifting out of his window. The silence continued until Glenn, unable to bear it any further, wordlessly turned and began heading to the exit. Before he could make his escape, however, Sherry let out a soft, that stopped him in his tracks. "Dr. Glenn, I just wanted to thank you so much for everything you've done," she said. "I feel like I finally understand why my sister chose you." After a decade of being repaid with a gun to his back, hearing such a formal, heartfelt thanks coming from the same direction threw Glenn off a bit. "There's no need for that," he responded. His voice was softer, more sincere than normal. "Because of you, I was able to understand what happened with Katerina, so I guess I'm the one who should be thanking you." Sherry was surprised by the sudden shift in attitude compared to Glenn's normal wry deflections. "Now that I think about it," she said, "they told me that you didn't take payment for the surgery, doctor." In recognition of his miraculous surgery, the hospital had offered him a payment of mirror. Though there were laws that restricted the amount they could give him, it was still an incredible sum of mirror to the average person. Lana turned it down, however, telling them to spend it on Hugo's post-op expenses. "Well, I don't want to accept their chump change," said Glenn, quickly returning to his usual demeanor. "But I guess once that brat's well enough to get on stage again, I'll have him send me free tickets to all his concerts." The thought of the infamous back alley Dr. Glenn attending a fancy violin concert brought a smile to Sherry's face. "Doctor, do you remember when I first visited you?" Sherry asked. "I said this wasn't a job from the hospital. It was a personal request. So if you aren't interested in the hospital's payment..." Her voice lowered to a soft purr. "Perhaps I could pay you personally." "What?" Suddenly flustered, Glenn turned around, only to find Sherry standing there giggling, a mischievous smile on her face. Glenn, beet red and a tiny bit miffed at being the victim of such a prank, turned and quickly retreated from the hospital. Sherry, now alone on the rooftop, leaned down on the railing where Glenn had been. She looked up at the sky cheerfully. "He's a wonderful person, Katerina," she whispered, as a soft breeze fluttered by and a few harmonious notes from a violin drifted up to her ears. She almost felt like she could hear her sister laughing. The end. Well, that trade! Do you know what? I might actually just drop a save here. Only takes a second after all. Give me your priceless antique. Wonderful. Everything here seems to be accounted for. Now to uphold my end of the bargain. This may prove useful to you for Sumerian ore. Thank you, ma'am. But what exactly is this? You see, this is the treasure I obtained through certain means. I believe it to be a relic of the ancient Sumerian civilization. It's incredibly dense, apparently making it impossible to process, even with modern tech. Perhaps it may be of some use to you in the coming days. You never know. Rumor has it that Marconi and his men up and vanished. What in the world could have happened? So you know about it too? Well, when you're this close to their base, you're bound to hear what's what. Naturally. Then again, too many aspects of their disappearance are still foggy. Even my sources in the Diet and CBD leadership didn't provide me with any straight answers. That doesn't bode well. There is confusion on all fronts, it seems. Oh well, I'll have you kids work your fannies off for me. Trust me, you'll have to if you want to get this incomprehensible situation under control. Yes, ma'am, you can count on us. Ah, yes, American versus English versions of words. We'll get to the bottom of what's happening. Have your kids work your fannies off for me. Trust me, you'll have to if you want to get this incomprehensible situation under control. Sure thing. Thanks, Imelda. I don't know where to take it, but I'm assuming. First Division put me on watch to keep citizens from wandering in. But isn't this place Ravash & Co? This is really bad. Am I really going to be okay? I'm sorry, Franz. We're leaving guard duty to you. Well, if those dudes manage to return, then take that as a signal to get the hell out of here. Man, I'm just a rookie. I only joined the force this year. Wasn't expecting to be this stressed yet. Oh, we're still allowed in. Which is interesting, I guess, to explore and do stuff. Fighting if we so wish to. A moment where I have to catch my breath because I feel like, oh. I've been seeing the police going into the back alley a lot lately. No one's supposed to go over there, though. It's dangerous back there. I wonder if the police knows who's in the back alley. Won't all those guys in the black suits just come after them? CBD has been going in and out of the back alley all day. I wonder if they know how dangerous it is there. Maybe they're okay because they're the police. Why did it get dark? I didn't even notice the sun setting. Today's been a weird one, that's for sure. Well, whatever. I think I'll open up shop. After all, time is money. Are there any good customers right for the picking here? I'll show them the happiest place in all of Crossbell. I'm sure you will. Some detectives from the 1st Division came to question me about Ravash a little while ago. What a pain. I'm just a bartender. What would I know? How am I supposed to know where those Ravash guys disappeared off to? I've just been bartending this whole time. I'm as in the dark as anyone else here. Evening already. Guess it's almost time for my personal hell. Well, might as well give you guys something nice before I head out. I learned this cocktail from a guest I hosted some time ago. I pray that one day I'll drink another cocktail as great as that one. Shiny blue. Another day pouring drinks for guests. What's the point of this job anymore? Maybe it's time for a career change. Ah! Why is it that one? Shiny blue's the last one. Alright, well, that should mean there's one more somewhere. So let's keep looking. Oh, hey there, you fine folks free right now? Interested in some drinks? How about the finest woman you've ever seen? Our club can give you all that and more. The CGF's commander is actually a huge fan, so you can trust we know how to entertain. No, I don't want to go anywhere where the CGF commander went. Promises I won't regret it, though. Oh yes, nut time, baby! I'm gonna party my ass off tonight. Trying to get the walkers. There we go. I'm going out for dinner with my family tonight. It's probably about time that I go and get ready. Oh, they didn't have much dialogue, did they? This is the most pointless part of my dialogue run. You only just finished work at this hour. I'm sure you must be very tired. Oh, shoot! I can't get the IBC to trade in my stuff again. I just realised. I was like thinking, oh, I could pay 1,000 to get the thing here. Now I've just realized that I can't go to the IBC to get the extended rates, the good rates. Do you require a room? We currently have a vacancy. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it at cheaps. How did I only just realize that? It seems Mr. Gans hasn't left to go to the casino today either. Do hope he's okay. It's already evening. Maybe I should report this to the police. Oh, you're all police officers. My apologies. Seems Mr. Gans hasn't left to go to the casino today either. I do hope he's okay. No, you're saying the same thing. Okay, Mr. Gans, isn't there anymore. Well, I guess there's not anything on the thing that tells room service being available. Is Mayor Bixen still here? Why are you just staring at the bed, Bixen? He's not going to show up. Just teleport back in. Gans is yet to return. Elios, please allow our precious friend to come home in one piece. You're doing a really good job there, Mayor Bixen. It seems Mr. Bixen is worried sick about Mr. Gans. It feels as if he'll ruin his health if he continues down this path. Perhaps I'll recommend that he order room service. I mean, at least he's got a bed. I heard that not only Mr. Gans, but several other people have gone missing as well. What in the world is happening? Let's keep on keeping on. Today's show started awfully late. Must have been after 4 p.m. by then. The troop leader and the manager keep scrambling in and out of the place. What the heck's going on in there? They're missing one person at the very least. Got to work the graveyard shift tonight. I'm gonna head back to headquarters and take a quick nap. Guys in the middle of an investigation. Yeah, we're heading over to check out St. Ursula Medical College for a bit. Sounds like they've got you running all over the place. Well, guess we both got our work cut out for today. Good luck, guys. You too, Kate. Guess I'll go back to headquarters for now. I need to pick up dinner while I'm at it. Off you go then, Kate. Hey, do you know my ice cream's handmade? Ha, I can tell what you're thinking. That ice cream looks so delicious. If only I could have some. You know you want it. I think it's time you treat yourself a bit. Hi there, want some handmade ice cream? Come on, give it a try. Scoop of smooth, delicious ice cream isn't going to hurt you. I just realized another thing as well. Yeah, I haven't actually checked to see if I can leave Crossbell. But no, it seems like I can. Something's been off about the troops since this morning. I tried asking the receptionist, but he wouldn't tell me a thing. I heard the afternoon show was delayed for a while. What could be going on? You can't trick me. I'm a true fan. I know something happened. I tried asking the receptionist, but he wouldn't tell me a thing. Oh, yes, it's a pleasure to see you all again. Likewise, Balsamo. How was the performance? Well, the show was able to go on. The daytime performance had to be postponed, and it's being held right as we speak. The complete lack of rehearsal had us a pinch nervous, but I think we'll manage to get through this just fine. That's wonderful news. I'm glad the show wasn't thrown off by all of this mess. Leave it to Ark and Shell to so gracefully land on their feet. That aside, we still haven't found any leads on your missing man. But don't worry, we've got no plans of giving up on this investigation. Thank you, and I'm terribly sorry about the inconvenience. I'll leave Nikolai in your capable hands. We won't rest until we find him, sir. Oh, she actually... I was literally about to say, oh, I'm not even reading this because she never says anything different. I was like, oh, but maybe she'll say something different now. Here we are. Oh, what happened to that miner that usually comes by here? Isn't he coming today? You get money by getting him in, do you? Welcome to Barca Casino. We become famous after yesterday's little incident. I'm happy to see all of these wonderful new faces. Time to make some dough, guys. Off of me. I feel like I've lost my edge. I get no joy out of all this partying anymore. Maybe it's time I return home to Calvert. Should have gone earlier. Gans hasn't come by today. A little strange if you ask me. He's always here by evening at the least. The latest. He's probably still reading from his loss yesterday. They don't know. Looks like the diet meeting's finally come to a close. Once night falls, I'm sure this casino will be bursting full with patrons. Time for us to rake in the mirror. Welcome to Barca Casino. I hope you all enjoy yourselves tonight. Sure thing. Let's keep plodding the beat. He's not here. Oh. I lost too much mirror today. Not much I can do about it, I suppose. Guess I'll buy the old missus a present to smooth things over before I go home. More money. It's important not let your losses get you when you play at the casino. Such is the key to playing the casino for long periods of time. Yes. Gansel has yet to come in today, just as I suspected, unfortunately. We at Barca Casino are all disappointed that it turned out this way. He's been one of our most loyal patrons. I hope he can forget what happened yesterday and enjoy his time here once more. I mean, you want to win your money back. I know how it works. Okay. 2 districts left. We're down to 2. Shall I wait for the men? I will wait for the men. This year's budget is looking a lot more generous than it has in previous years. Public projects should get more funding now, which will likely help the Diet's approval ratings with the citizens. In other words, they're pork barreling. It's all just placating to voters. Just 4 months from now, the elections will be here before we know it. No wonder the pork barreling politics have ramped up lately. Is that a term for it? I mean, it's all like a personality contest, a popularity contest too. That's all that politics is now, not really votes, but still. Not really actual policies. It appears the Diet's budget meeting has concluded. I suppose Father will be arriving home sooner than anticipated. I have no other choice. I shall attend dinner with him. Not because he ordered me to, I simply had a change of heart, that's all. After all, I don't truly hate Father from the bottom of my heart. And tribalism, that's the other thing too. I pick this because it's my team. I'm preparing the most delightful feast tonight. I hope my lady and the master will be pleased. I'm preparing the most delightful feast, I'm sure. The diet is adjourned for the year. Oh, I must say, this year's diet was certainly drawn out. That's just proof of how steadfast and unwilling to back down we, the Republican faction, were. In any event, I'm relieved that the representative's daughter has returned home. After all, with the maid missing as well, there was no one to bring me tea. How dare them, woman! You have 0 sympathy. I said that my wife brought me tea, not okay, that's very nice of her. It was nice. Maybe I shouldn't be criticizing. But he doesn't even live there. What's up with you guys? You heading out somewhere? Yeah, there's something we need to do. Say, Yona, is something wrong? You seem kind of cranky. I only woke up moments before you got here. Can you cut me some slack? If you were half the detectives you claim to be, you'd be able to tell. What are we going to do with you? It's not like I have any right to tell him what to do, but he needs to get it together. Maybe we should contact the Epstein Foundation after all. Lloyd, you remind me of a doting guardian. Huh? I can see it too. Jeez, you got real dad energy these days, man. Oh, my head's killing me. Whenever I wake up, my keyboard game is always a little slow. Come on, Yona. Can you at least take a bath and step outside for a bit? Are there showers here? Oh my god, I just realized he must have a place he can go. Does this boy bathe? Or does he just stink of pizza? It's fine. I'm encapsulated by a thick layer of grease, so that real dirt can't get on me. Has Creel's husband really gone missing? Oh no, I'm worried about them. I should probably go check up on Creel. Oh no, the sun's setting already. We've got to head home soon. Maybe he takes a bath in here. I reckon you should head back early. Crossbell is nice and known to be chilly. I mean, it's literally white as a sheet outside, so I don't know how much chilly it can really get. It appears the master will be returning late again tonight. Are you working today, my lady? I've heard the special support section has become quite the respectable name. I hope you all continue to strive for excellence. Thank you, Joanna. We'll try. I'll leave Grandfather in your care, okay? Of course, I shall take good care of him. I've heard the special support section has become quite the respectable name. I hope you all continue to strive for excellence. I shall await your return. I know Mayor McDowell's in his office, so it's just you. If I may interrupt, my lady, I've been informed that the master will be working overtime yet again. I worry for his health. Now that the diet is concluded, we must urge him to take some much-needed rest. My grandfather is stunned to his core, so I fear at the moment he won't listen to a word either of us have to say. I'll have to try and persuade him once he's in more of a mood to listen. I'm sorry for the trouble, Lady Ellie, but I agree that would be for the best. You are one of the few people whose words Master Henry will at least sometimes heed, I fear. As a politician, Grandfather can be very stubborn. Hopefully I'll be able to get through to him. Zipto. On Zipto. We're dwindling people here, by the way. Not good. We're running out of people.
Oh, the special support section. Creel and sweet little Sunita have calmed down a little bit, but I'm sure they're still terribly worried. Not that I can blame them one bit, after all. I was barely able to hold myself together when Colin went missing. I'm sorry, Mrs. Hayworth, but could you stay by their side a little longer? I assure you, the CPD is doing everything they can to locate Bond. Of course, leave them in my hands. Where could her husband have disappeared to? He's not the kind of man who would just vanish and abandon his family without a word. Banyan! My husband hasn't come back home yet. Excuse me, you don't think my husband has run away, do you? No, there's no way he would ever. Oh, I couldn't be more worried sick. He's such an honest man. The one person I could... Yeah, here we go. Father! Father! I'm sorry, Sunita. We'll find him. I just don't know what state we'll find him in. Mama said she's going to our neighbor's house today. I'm going to sleep in Papa's bed tonight. Can I just tell Mr. Hayworth here to stay home? My wife has gone to visit Miss Creel. You see, Miss Creel and my wife are close friends. I'm sure Sophia is worried about her. It's wonderful that she has a friend she can lean on in times like these. I intend on supporting both of them, of course. To think that one of our neighbors would disappear. I'd like to assist you in any way possible. Sometimes like these that families need to support one another. Things are going to go down today. Things are already going down. The city isn't exactly safe. You're the rich people. Stay indoors. Cindy, you frigid-eyed traitor. How dare you just dump all your chores onto me? They got parties going on all over the city now that the dye meeting is over. And I'm not going to make a single one of them at this rate. Damn it, it wasn't supposed to be my turn today. Cindy's looking after other things, though. It's awfully noisy down there. What's going on? Chores. Dumped. Best if you don't intervene. Just let him get on with it. He's been left in the lurch. My mum was on the verge of tears today. Did something upset her? Uh-oh. What have the kids done now? Did Mama get into a fight with one of her friends? She'd been sulking for a while and refuses to speak with me. Ah well, kids will be kids. I'll whip her up a delicious meal to try and cheer her up later. Wow, Ryu's a big meanie. Time to take the police battle. Ryu, what did you do? Something strange is going on out there. I've been getting non-stop phone calls today. Something happened at Ravash & Co. Yep. Yes, this is Grimwood Law Office. Oh, really? It's the first I've heard about it too. Yes, of course. No, I'm terribly sorry about all of this. If you need anything, please just give me a call. Excuse us for interrupting, Mr. Grimwood, but about that phone call? Oh, hello everyone. You heard a bit of that, did you? Well, it turns out that no one has been able to get in touch with Ravash & Co. Because of that, I've been getting call after call from companies who do business with them and their competitors. I still have no idea what's going on. Lloyd, do you think this is related to... Wait, do you know something about this? There are still a lot of pieces we're missing, but we do know one thing for certain. Ravash & Co. is completely empty. All of its personnel gone without a trace. You're absolutely positive? Please, Mr. Grimwood, we'd like for you to keep this confidential for now. The CPD is in the middle of figuring out how to best tackle the situation, so it might take some time to fully assess what's actually happened. I'm afraid that the chaos will only grow with the passage of time. Very well. I'll take care of any questions people may have about this, while you all focus on the investigation. If there's anything I can do to keep the situation from spiraling out of control, I'll do it. Thank you, sir. We'll leave that to you. No, I doubt the Mafia will leave things like this for too long. I say we try to hurry it up. In the meantime, I'll start looking into Ravash & Co. The confusion surrounding this shouldn't spread too far for now. I don't think you'll be able to keep it under wraps for longer than a day. I recommend you work quickly. Sure. If it's that easy.